Hello. In this tutorial, we will write a Python program to check whether the number is a prime number or not. And if you don't know the definition of prime number, a positive integer greater than 1 which has no other factors except 1. And the number itself is called a prime number, which means there can be any number which has no other factor other than 1 and itself. 1 will be factor of every number and number itself will be factor of number itself. So without these two numbers, if there is any other factor, then the number will not be prime number. If there is no other factor, then the number will be prime number. For example, 2, 3, 5, 7. These are prime numbers because they have no other factors other than themselves and 1. But 6 is not a prime number because 6 has a factor 2, 6 has a factor 3. It has two factors other than 1 and itself. That is why it's not a prime number. And those numbers which are not prime numbers, they are called composite numbers. So we will check the conditions where the number is actually the number has no other factor other than 1 and itself, then the number will be prime number. So let's see. So we take a number from user, integer of course, and we take input, enter any integer number, positive integer number actually, positive integer number. Okay, so user will enter the positive integer number, and first condition is number should be greater than 1. If it's not greater than 1, then it will not be a prime number. So is not a prime number dot format and our number. Okay, and if it's greater than 1, then we will actually range it over the loop. We will take its all factors. We will range it from 2 to up to the number itself. So there is a Python function named range. In range you can actually say 2 and up to any. If I want to say 10 and exclusive of 10, it will give all the factors. If I see list of this, I have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 up to 9. So excluding our end number, including starting number, it will give the list of all numbers. So what we can do is we can check, we can start a loop for I in range of 2, because we do not want to divide it by 1, because it will of course be divisible by 1. Every number is divisible by 1. From 2 to num, and we range over it. And if any number from these numbers, so I, this will iterate over it. And if we say a number, if it's divisible by I equals to 0, if it, I'm sorry, if it is divisible by I, then it is not a prime number. Hence we will print over here that our number, this is not a prime number dot format num, and we will say let's say I want to print this let's say this times this is a number. So this will be formatted as a, actually I want to say I times I divide, no, num divided by I, and this times, this will give me in floating numbers as well. That's why I want to just take its number value, integer value, and this will be number. Okay, and I want to break it over here. Break means loop will be broken, and if these conditions are passed, and if for loop is passed, if this loop is successfully passed, which means it will not broke and it passed successfully, then I can print safely here that my this number is a prime number. And let me format it as a number. So let's see if our logic works or we have committed any mistake. Let's see if 1 is a prime number, 1 is not a prime number. Let's see if 2 is a prime number, 2 is a prime number. Let's see 3 is a prime number, 3 is a prime number. 4, So this if 4 is not a prime number, 4 times 2 is 4. 4 is a prime number. Why it printed this statement, which means oh over here. So let me check. This statement should not be over here. So let's run over it. If our loop passes, oh, I got it. The problem is that if our loop passes, this statement printed anyway. So whenever, even if number is not a prime number, this will break only the loop. After that, this code will run, which means this is always printed. So what we can do is we can put a else statement after for. So if we put an else statement after for, then this else will only work if for did not work. If for worked, then this will not be printed. So let's go now. 4 4 is not a prime number because 2 times 2 is 4. Okay, and 5 is a prime number. 6, I'm sorry, 6 6 is not a prime number because 2 times 3 is 6. 7 is a prime number. uh, 99 99 is not a prime number because 3 times 33 is a 99. And let's say 41 is a prime number. So this program works. Now let me walk you through this program, what it actually is doing. First of all, we check if the number is greater than 1. So now uh, this else follows this if you see, they are both in the same indentation, so that is why if number is not greater than 1, if this false condition, then it just come over here and prints that the number is not a even number. And if a number is greater than 1, then it runs a loop. And in loop, we check numbers from 2 up to that number. Like if number is 10, then we will check values from 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 up to 9. Okay, so all values, this will all values, it will iterate over all these values, and every value will be divided by that number. That number will be divided by every value the loop will iterate over, and it will check if the remainder is equals to 0, which means that any number other than 1 and itself is divisible by any other factor. Then it will actually say that the number is not a prime number. And right over here, what we are doing is we are doing it that if any number is divisible, then how many times it is divisible. So we are just printing that number and how many times it is divisible, and we just put that number over here because we have formatted it as a this times that many times this is this. So this is actually for when your number is not a prime number. Let's say 15. So let's say I is 3, and it says 15 divided by 3 is 0, which means true. So it comes over here, it says 15 is not a prime number, and then your I is 3, so 3 times 15 divided by 3, it gives you 5. So 5 is 15. Okay, now if you successfully pass the loop, like if condition never met, in case of let's say 11, if you loop from 2 to 10, none of these numbers completely or exactly divide 11. So this if statement will never work. So loop will successfully pass, and then if it successfully passes, then we just print a else statement, and it comes over here, and let's say that your number is a prime number. So I hope it makes sense. If you are not familiar with for and if else, then this can be a little bit difficult for you, and for that I'll suggest you to go to the playlists, and there is a entire tutorial on for loops, on if else, and on while loops as well. You can check out those tutorials and learn these concepts as well. That's it. I hope you learned something from it, and see you in next tutorial.